realize he's not playing the tune to your lyrics. This is a real song by War.
Yes.
It's called Low Rider.
Low Rider.
Not
Jerk, jerk, jerk. Or Dave Palet.
Devil's Father.
Devil's Father.
There you go, Dave Palet. So where are we? What are we, number 3 now? Sorry. I continue with Padres. Hi, welcome to Padres Talk. Internationally on the American Forces Radio Network. We're Padres Talk internationally. We're Padres Talk nationally on radio. And we're Padres Talk nationally on TV. What do you got? New York Mets, New York Yankees, San Diego Padres?
Exactly
It's got to
right.
be something like that?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So, but the luxury tax is the big thing. So the luxury tax will continue to add on for the teams that are in the top. There's a reason why the Dodgers didn't spend money this year is because they're trying to get below the luxury tax and it resets. But the longer you stay above that level, you keep getting penalized. And so you talked about Ohtani, and that's what the Dodgers want to make the run. I don't know where Ohtani goes to. If you remember when Ohtani first came to the United States.
That's a $300 million contract minimum.
Oh, I think you're looking $600 million.
Think so?
I think it is. But really, he's 3 players in one. And people go, what do you mean 3? He's a pitcher, he's a hitter, but he also, because he does 2 jobs, he keeps a roster spot open for another guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can go get another person. So, I mean, he's extremely valuable. But when he came here and he chose the Angels, it came down to the Angels and the Padres, and the DH didn't exist at the time in the National League.
Yeah.
And now he would have what he wants in San Diego if he chooses San Diego.
Plus it's San Diego.
And plus it's San Diego.
The Angels are like,
But you never know marketing-wise what he's thinking.
they'll always be the Anaheim Angels. You know what?
Well, I don't think
Can't
it's
be Anaheim
the
anything
Angels.
other than Mighty Ducks, right? Remember the California Angels?
Yeah.
They were still in Anaheim.
Bobby Gritch.
They have
Bobby
the
Gritch.
patch on the shoulder, the state of California.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, if you were a free agent in Major League Baseball, would you go Yankees, Mets, Dodgers, Padres? I mean,
It'd be Dodgers or Padres because everybody has, I believe, unless you grew up in California, because there's this sort of luxury tax you pay to be near the water, but it is California. And depending on the stars in your eyes, as a young man, I would have picked L.A. in a New York minute because it's L.A. Mm-hmm. But knowing, as you get older, where the place to be is right here because it's the 8th largest city in the United States. It's a small town feel in a very big market, and there's nothing else to look at here.
You walk on water.
Yeah, exactly right. Padres are it. I mean, we are basically, when we got rid of the Chargers here, we turned into Sacramento. We're a one-team town. And I don't think we'll be a one-team town forever. But for right now, during your young career, that's going to last 5 to 7 years on the average.
And it's, if the Padres start making consecutive runs and they really do get on a 10-year roll, if you're a vet and you've already banked your money, but you're missing a ring, you'll go, I'll come in for the veteran minimum, or I'll give you the discount just to hitch my wagon to you guys.
Now, would it mean something to you to say I joined an organization, a historic organization like the Yankees or the Dodgers, or do you say I want to be part of the first championship team?
And also, first championship team, and also first major championship
in this city.
For this city. Again, you walk on water if you're part of that makeup.
Yeah. So put your crystal ball. We have a few weeks here. I mean, I think there's going to be stuff happening here in the next month, don't you think? I mean, isn't there more news to come?
Well, again, you look at Ohtani's the big name. Again, he's a free agent. So everyone says, are you saving for Ohtani? The Padres also have Juan Soto, who turned down over $400 million from the Nationals, a few months ago, and that's why he was traded to the Padres.
Doesn't mean we can't trade him again. He was a big flop last year.
Well, he only hit 6 home runs for the Pods. He was a flop. You're right, but he is considered one of the best players in baseball. It's only 24.
I know.
I mean, he's 24. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's too young. We like him. Come on.
But
I'm staring down the barrel of 45. I'm staring down the barrel of AARP. Come on.
But again, if you're a Padre fan now, you're spoiled. You're like, we want them all.
God.
You better sign Soto.
Well,
we want
listen,
Ohtani,
you
want them
guys
all.
talk about Cubs fans and Chicago fans being in a drought. Try being a San Diego native, right, James? Like, guys? I mean, look, we had to deal with Gulls,
Absolutely.
Rockets, Conquistadors, Clippers, Padres, Chargers,
Wild cards.
Julie V and the San Diego Sockers, right? I mean, we have never.
The Riptide Arena team.
Yeah. using someone else's carpet for their indoor football.
Yeah.
And they had to paint over the logo with green duct tape.
Never play on somebody else's carpet.
So the bottom line is that we are rabid fans anyway.
Starving.
Yes.
Yes, I mean, fine. So we have, listen, God bless, no, not too early. God bless him for being sick. I hope he gets better. But whatever it takes for you to spend that kind of money to bring this type of player in. Now, the other issue is $1 million smile, 10-cent head, Fernando Tatis and a lot of these guys that are that young. I mean, consider who didn't want to sign Fernando Tatis to that contract in the very beginning. That's former Padres owner. And I think exactly right, and it was voted down by the rest of the ownership group for the very reasons the guy is suspended for right now. You don't give a 22-year-old $300 million or whatever the number was at that point.
What do you always say about Vegas and the Raiders?
Yeah, what could go wrong? NFL football, $1 million contracts, 22-year-olds. What a great recipe. And Vegas, perfectly.
Right.
So if you were to put a crystal ball, what do you how do you think everything's going to shake out, honestly? Because you're normally right more than you're wrong at this.
Honestly, I believe Ohtani stays in Southern California, but I think it's with the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Just my feeling. But I don't know. I'm honestly, I don't know Ohtani. A lot of these guys we talk about, I do know. I just don't. I've never met Ohtani. I don't know. I don't know what his makeup is, marketing, everything else. I know for the Dodgers, if they've been holding on for this 1 year. So with Ohtani, if he were to come here, they're looking at not only bringing in a tremendous baseball player, the marketing they can do for Japan.
Is there a team that has more cohesive teamness, better than maybe the Astros or the Phillies right now?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because these guys are playing like the Bad News Bears, love each other, and it's a team. It's not an individual 9 different players with 9 contracts.
It's the Atlanta Braves.
You think so?
The Atlanta Braves. Not only do the Atlanta Braves have guys that are all homegrown, basically,
Yeah.
they trade for guys who were raised in Atlanta,
Yeah.
like Matt Olson. They let
Right,
Freddie
sure.
Freeman go
Yeah.
and traded for Matt Olson.
Yeah.
They try and bring a lot of guys that were raised in that area as kids
Sure.
who are lifelong Braves fans.
Well, it's a great story. That's a good media
is.
story. Plus, it's a great boots on the ground, getting people in the stadium.
And their payroll is
Yeah.
smart. They not only do they develop, but they'll say to, let's say Mike has one good year and he's 21. We'll give you $100 million, Mike, for 10 years.
Well, back
and then
to-
guys go out, I'm underpaid now, but they all sign these crazy contracts.
Back to a 50,000-foot view. Where do you think the Padres end up this year?
I think the top 5. Honestly.
Top 5?
Think about it. It's a team that gets hot.
Top
right?
2?
You're
right.
Well, you had a
No,
connection with
right.
the Phillies last year during the run. They barely got into the postseason.
Yeah.
It's the team that's hot. The Dodgers were the hottest team all
Isn't
year,
it
and they're out
interesting,
right
though?
away.
You got to get to the dance, but after you get to the dance, it's almost like a golf match, right?
Yeah, it
You
is.
drive for show, you putt for dough. So you get to the green, now you got to go to work.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's the point. You get to September or October, then you got to go to work.
What worries me about the Padres is that there's so many teams that have
many
gone
good
there
teams.
and they're like, okay, we know what it's like to get to a World Series. They may lose, but then they can go back and go, all right, we know the mistakes we made. Unfortunately, the Padres still have to get past that, oh my God, we're here in the World Series. Oh my God, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then it's that next year and the next couple of years where you're like, we can win this thing.
Yeah, you hope so. I mean, but you said it right at the beginning. It comes down to pitching. And the postseason's always about
Why didn't we get any damn pitchers?
I don't know.
Next week, I'm going to talk about the NBA.
It's going to hit home
But hey,
runs
the
all
Bucks
the time.
sold. The Bucks sold, and
Yeah.
the new NBA season is upon us. We'll talk about that when we come back next week with Dave Palet. Dave, thank you so much.
Thank you
Dave
very
Palet. That does it for us. Big Biz Show, bigbizshow.com. Follow us everywhere at Sully Speaks Money. We'll see you tomorrow.